Yo guys, what's up? It's Blackheart here and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna talk about Pole Phoenix that I brought, by the way, funny enough, to GOD3 today. So he's my last card that I brought to GOD3. To the 22nd character to GOD3, so that was a very nice result. Today I'm gonna show what happened to this card in season 3, and we're gonna see in detail if I like it or not, the new version of Pole. So let's go straight to the point. First we're gonna see the new move, forward 3-2. So from forward 3 you already had forward 3-1. There was, as you can see, a wall splat med from this homing. And now he also has, this is not confirmable by the way, I think, like there is a little bit of, there's no delay basically. And now he also has a high, so out of the homing, that also works plus from very far away, by the way. It's a nice addition. I don't think it's nothing too game breaking, okay, because this homing is not like super used, but it can be useful because maybe sometimes instead of using the mid, you use the high to war splat as well, and the damage I think is even slightly better even. So of course this is a buff to this string, even though again I don't think it's something game breaking, but it's there. Then we got a buff to hit, of course. Now forward 2-1+2 is less hit. Before it was 300 points of hit, so you basically could do this only 3 times in a row. Maybe now, when you hit burst, let me see, once, twice, wait. Let's say I have full hit, okay? I can do this once, 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times potentially, okay? But you have only one tiny little bit of hit left. Before again it was 300, now it's 270 heat consumption. Of course, not only they don't nerf heat, but they buff heat stuff. For example, I think this move shouldn't be plus on block, but okay. So this is a very powerful mid. And now the only thing that changed though, that this is it's that on block it leaves further away from you. So how can we analyze this? Of course it's a nerf because of course you know, like you cannot create the pressure you could do before out of this move, so that is obviously a nerf. But I think it's also a small buff. Why? Because with this move now, you can push to the wall way easier with Pole, potentially, into a wall mix-up. Okay, so it's of course a nerf, because you cannot create the same pressure you could before. But it's also a buff, because, again, you can push your opponents super close to the wall and then a mix-up. So yeah, I think they could have done a better job with this move. I think maybe removing the plus frame properties would have been better, but I guess we got what we got. So this was the change on this move. Then forward 3-1. Okay, so the second hit now is -13. It used to be -10 only. So that's of course a nerf. And the first attack now leaves closer to the opponent. Okay. And the first hit by itself, now it's unsafe. So goes from -9 to -14. So that's obviously a nerf to the move, okay? But because now he has 2 extensions out of this, so it's both a buff and a nerf, okay? So he got a new high out of this stance, but out of this string, but the first hit now is -14. And the second hit, the mid one, is -13. So it creates a little bit more of a balance around the move. So good job on this. Also, forward 2-1. Also, now as you can see, it received the same treatment as forward 2-1+2. As you can see, the pushback is way more on this move, way more. So this is a nerf, of course, because up close in the neutral you cannot create the same pressure you had before, okay? But at the same time, as always, as I'm saying this already, it's also a buff, because now it pushes to the wall way faster, and not only that, but now instead of -4, it's only -1. It's only -1. So basically now this setup is even easier to do now. Usually pole players do 4-4-2-1 into the shoulder setup. And now again, be careful guys when you want to challenge the pole, even with a 10 frame jet, because otherwise you're gonna get destroyed by the shoulder. Of course it's launch punishable, of course. So again, on block this move is better. Again, this is a nice buff to the move. So yeah, nothing too dramatic, but it's there. Also, running 2 now, it's slightly worse because the distance on block is slightly better. But again, it's not a huge deal. It's not like the biggest nerf of them all. Just a little bit of more pushback on block. Also, rising 3-2. As you can see, also, I don't know why they're doing this thing with pole. So a lot of these moves now push way more on block. Okay, so also this move will receive the same treatment for some reason. And now, instead of -9, the second hit is -7. I don't know why, really. I don't think this was needed, honestly. I don't understand the change. I really don't understand the change of this move, really. But again, so you can escape his pressure after a little bit easier. But again, I don't know why, because this was already not a big deal. You just duck the high and you launch him, I guess, okay? So, there is this change here, okay? Also, deep dive, down forward to 1 now deals cheap damage on block, and this is of course very nice because this is a very powerful high, +4 on block, so it's kind of good. And also now deals cheap damage, more cheap damage. And now, very stupid change as always. Now, Sway 1, okay, is, okay, first of all, now it is grounded fully, as you can see. It is grounded, okay? So basically now this can be used as a downed attack to opponents. So this is very good because this is a very powerful mid, by the way. It's 0 on block, if I'm not mistaken, 0 on block, creates some pressure. And also, as always, now Paul has this amazing Looney Tunes animation after, like this. Pa! And by the way, this is a buff to this move, because now, in stages with a floor, this automatically floor breaks. This thing automatically floor breaks. So in those stages, this is a full-on launcher. Again, I don't know why this loony-ass animation, this Looney Tunes-ass animation floor breaks in the first place directly, instantly, but it's a thing. So this is a huge buff to this move. So I don't know why, but this is a thing. In the last patch, in patch 3.2, Paul received also, as every other character, some nerfs to his hit, consisting of what? Basically, Paul was the only character, and I say the only character in the game, which had every single one of its moves, hit engagers, that were hit dash launchers. Every single fucking one of them, okay? It was fucking unbelievable. The only character in the game. So, what did they do? In this season, they removed the hit dash launch on this, finally. This was a 13 frame hit dash launcher. Finally, this is gone. And also on forward 4, there is a homing attack. It was a launcher now, just a guaranteed hit on the ground. Of course, very welcome nerf. But of course, he can still launch out of this. Okay. Or for example, out of Heat Smash. Out of Death Fist. I don't know why, for example, his Death Fist launches. I think they should do the same treatment to Death Fist. This also should, like, I think, like most of the other characters, it should also get the hit dash launcher removed out of this. Oh, sorry, out of this, and also out of this. No hit dash launch anymore. Okay, only out of this. And again, I think the same out of every single character in the game. And I'm saying with every character, which hit dash launcher should remain, in my opinion. He can have the hit dash launch out of this. This is a very slow mid. So it's okay if he does launches like this, okay? But apart from this, remove all of these fucking cringe ass hit dash launchers. So this is what Paul received in this season. What can we say? The character, I think, is very strong. I think the character is kind of weird to play, but he's super strong. I think he's one of the strongest, probably one of the strongest, very I think this character is very underrepresented right now and underappreciated right now. The character, I think, is a powerhouse. The only thing that makes him a little bit weird compared to the other characters is that his poking is kind of on the lacking side. He has down for 1, sure it's good, down for 1, but it's not like the best tool ever, because of course on block it's not like most of the things you can sidestep right duck against this stance on block. His down 1 is also not the bad, not very good. His hit, I mean, this move is crazy good right now. It was already crazy good. It's still crazy good, and in my opinion, needs some nerfs. For example, in terms of, I would nerf maybe the damage out of this or something. Like we can do definitely something more. For example, also this move is crazy. I think it should be a little bit more nerfed. This move. This is a very, 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 very powerful homing that, by the way, wall splats from 3 kilometers. Even on these range, as you can see, it always wall splats. Even side hit, it wall splats. It's also plus on block, fully charged. In it also becomes very powerful. So yeah, I think this homing should be a little bit reduced. For example, for all that it concerns me. For example, also his hatch. I really don't like his hatchet, guys. Really, I think his hatchet should be minus on hit, if you ask me, because Paul has always had this identity of not having like the best lows ever, and this low goes completely against the identity of the character. It also has a counter, or maybe also remove the counter property of this move. But this hatchet right now, I think, is maybe too strong because he can mix you up also this from deep dive. I don't think it's a very healthy low for the character that Paul is, by the way. So maybe removing some of his properties could be good. Also, maybe, I don't know, the damage maybe it's okay. Maybe to like, for example, one thing I would like for Paul to get fixed is the Demo Man range. A little bit more of clean hit range could be good, maybe, because against some characters, for example, against the bears, he loses the hit, the clean hit property almost instantly, and he can basically die out of this. So I would like for them to give Paul more of his identity back with Demo Man, with, you know, the Death Fist mix-up that is very huge but also very risky, and losing a little bit of the properties of the lows that he got with Season 1 and Season 2 that are maybe too powerful for the identity, again, of the character. That's at least what I think about the character. I would do this on the character. Another thing I will do on Paul that before I forget is forward 2. Forward 2 on hit, on whiff, recovers too fast, and it's too stupid right now because it's also a 13 frame high engager, and it has no right whatsoever to recover this fast on whiff. So maybe a little bit of more recovery whiff on forward 2 as well. Also, for example, I think I don't particularly like is how far this fucking counter string war splats. You see how far it takes them to the wall and war splats. I think it's ridiculous, if you ask me. Like, look at the distance. Okay, do you see this distance? It's really dumb. It's really dumb, really. I don't know what to say. Probably even from this distance, probably. Okay, do you see the war splat range? All of this war splat shit and so on, really, I think it needs to go because I think it's really too much. I know he's in it and so on, even from Death Fist it's the same. Like, why? Why? look at the war splat of this fucking character. Like, down 1 to, of course, add some counterplay, but on counter it fucking hurts. On counter it fucking hurts. And by the way, this is not even super punishable because this is in minus 13, okay, but with a lot of pushback. So, for example, what we could do is at least reduce the pushback. If you wanna leave the pushback on hit so much, at least remove the pushback on block. So at least it becomes a little bit more punishable, for example. I don't like that. We should start... For example, I think I would change. We should start removing all of this bullshit from it. For example, I think I would fix, that I noticed today, is his fucking op kicks, okay? This is something I don't understand why they're not fixing it. You have no idea how many times I hit the hop king and then the second hit for some reason whiffs completely. Okay, especially on a sidestep or something. Let me know if let me see if I can try to show you now. you see, like, you see what he does. He does like, I don't know why he does like this. It happened before. Sorry. Now it works. You see, like this. Why? It happens so many times. Okay, I will give his hop kick a little bit more consistency. It happens so many times with Paul that you hit the first hop kick and then the second one for some reason hits. And today it happens so many times. So many times. I lost so many rounds because I had a good read on a hop kick and then for some reason I still died. I still died because the hop kicks simply don't function on Paul for some reason. I think I said everything I wanted to say about Paul, really. I think the character needs a little bit more nerfs in some areas. He still has some moves that are a little bit overtuned. But apart from this, I think it's a very cool character, very fun to play. And I really enjoyed, of course, playing him to GOD3. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think about Paul in Season 3. And what do you think about the changes of Paul that he had in Season 3. And we guys, we're gonna see each other very soon again with another GOD3 run. Tomorrow I will be back with Kazuya to GOD3. So thanks everybody for watching and see you guys very soon again. Take care. Love you.